know that feeling? You have been working on a piece of music and then all of a sudden somebody says like, please play it for me. Or you have been working at home and then you go into the guitar lesson and all of a sudden it doesn't work in the same way it worked in your living room. There are high expectations how you think you would perform, and then when you're actually performing it doesn't actually go the way you like it to. So in this video I would like to share some of my tips how you can sort of overcome stage fright. It's not really a thing that you can overcome, but it's a thing that you can live with and still have a lot of joy, still being able to focus on the music and yes, not giving up. So the moment that I'm getting anxious about something and I'm doubting myself, very often the negative self-talk also starts and I have repeating negative thoughts on my mind, and sometimes I don't even realize it. And when I realize it, sometimes I don't even have the words to describe what's going on, and it's very much an emotion. And I think what helps me really a lot is to try to get the words to describe this emotion. So in this way I'm already putting a little bit of distance between me and the emotion. So one thing that I really like to do is meditate, or also read a book, because if I have to concentrate on reading a book I can't think those negative thoughts that keep on repeating in my head. And I also read a little bit about how the brain works, and it's very interesting. The brain in a natural way is thinking rather negative thoughts than positive thoughts. So we just have to train ourselves to think positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts, and not beat ourselves up for having negative thoughts, but it seems it's the most natural thing that our brain is wired to do.
So when I'm meditating, I become extremely aware that thinking is almost a form of a disease. I get that idea constantly as I'm meditating. Like, thoughts are coming up and they're negative thoughts. 90% of the thoughts that come up uncontrollably are about anxiety. They're about people who've done things to you that you don't like. It's about problems with people, etc.
So I'm trying to get away from too much thinking into playing the guitar, and I'm just sitting down and playing something very repetitive that I don't have to make too many choices, and I'm just really trying to focus on the sound that I'm producing. I'm trying to play that one thing for a long time, maybe for 20 minutes, until it feels a little bit easier. And on the other hand, when I'm starting a project, or I know that I have to perform something in some weeks from now, I try to scan the material that I get, and I try to highlight all the parts that are the hardest for me. So I'm looking for the problems and I'm starting practicing those from the beginning, because then I have the most time to take care of them. I'm sure you read interviews of the great jazz musicians. They're talking about concerts and they're always talking about giving your all. It doesn't matter if you're playing for 3 people or 20 people or 20,000 people, just always playing at the best level that you can, and that puts a lot of pressure on this one event. And so what I'm trying to do if I have one event coming up is to first of all think long term and think about this one concert as a concert in a row of concerts, so it's not going to be my last one. And also I'm trying to reflect on all the things that I did accomplish. So for me, success, my definition of success for myself is if I start a project and end a project, that's success. Just getting shit done, you know? So I forgot to mention there's going to be a live stream on the 10th March the 10th at 8 o'clock Central European time if you want to watch the band perform live, tribute to John Scofield. There's going to be a live stream here on this channel. And if I'm getting too narrow-minded on the next event, on the next concert, I'm trying to broaden my vision, you know, like a bird-eyes view, thinking about myself, the little Tina in the big Berlin, and seeing like a bird flying over the city and just getting some perspective. Also just like, you know, relaxing a little bit or going for a walk with a friend can really do some good. I know that we musicians all tend to think we have to practice all the time, and that's true, but it's also very good to take a step back and re-evaluate the situation. I also applied for another scholarship. I have to say, I wish I wouldn't have done that because it's so much work, and I'm really yearning for the time where the Kita's open, I have to teach and nothing else is happening, just like to have like a normal life, a routine, you know, everything is going the same way for some weeks. That would be great.